Now, tonight's adventure into the unknown.
Shut up and sit down.
It's the Sarge Show!
Nailed it. Welcome to Sarge Approved. I'm Sarge.
And I'm Frenzy.
And I'm approved!
You are approved.
Already approved. That is our guest that you're hearing right now. Who's our guest, Frenzy?
Our guest is a fellow podcaster and comedian, Eddie Ifft, who is in Minneapolis, Minnesota right now doing some shows.
Braving
and
the cold.
And horribly irresponsible because I double booked you with my cheeseburger. What's it called? A Juicy Lucy.
Yes.
My Juicy Lucy adventure.
I hope you're bringing a change of underwear when you go there because you're going to need them.
Is it bad? Is it like that?
It's so good.
He's going to shit himself?
Oh, it is good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's the best.
You're in for quite an experience. I promise you that.
Oh, that's all.
Especially
awesome.
if it's Matt's that you're going to.
Why is it that all the foods here in Minneapolis, though, are named after things that would be like sex moves on the Urban Dictionary?
I don't know. There's some kind of attraction to sexually charged titles for things, especially
like a hot dish. That sounds like something you put on somebody's chest,
right?
Food is seductive to a lot of people, especially some corn-fed Minnesotans.
Yeah, we like sex and food here.
You like certain kinds of food because I haven't had a vegetable yet.
Yeah, probably not. Those are hard to come by.
It's winter, man. Nothing's growing right now.
It's a little creepy how little vegetables there are in this town. Like everywhere I go, they don't even serve it. I'm like, can I get a vegetable? They're like, here's your potato.
Yeah, or if it's an actual vegetable, it's deep fried usually.
Yeah.
Oh, so gross.
We got a Whole Foods. You just got to find a Whole Foods.
I think last time I was here, I did go to Whole Foods, and I didn't rent a car this time because I'm getting to the point now. I've got a child, and so when I'm not with my child, I just don't like to leave my bed. I'm just like, I'm not going to do shit.
Right.
Because when I'm with her, I'm doing things for... I shouldn't complain. I got one kid. There's people out there like, shut up, you pussy. I got 4. And my wife does a lot of shit, so I don't really do anything anyway, so I shouldn't complain.
There you go. And she's 3, right?
Yeah, I got a 3-year-old.
Cute.
Yeah, little girls, they can be a handful though. Sassy as shit most of the time.
Yeah, you both have children, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know the pain.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've got a 2-year-old little girl, so I know what it's like.
Yeah. Sassy is the word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just called me today. 3 years old, she called me on the phone. I don't know how that happened. Thanks, Alexa.
Yeah, she's probably calling other people, spending all your money too with Alexa.
I didn't realize that Alexa was the worst thing to ever have with kids. She just, Alexa, call Dad.
They can access anything right now, then I suppose,
Yeah.
as long as they're able to talk. They can say Alexa without fucking it up.
There was some YouTube video I saw of a kid that was using Alexa, and he was trying to say something, and porn came up instead. And the parents were like, shut it off!
Oh, that's awesome.
Play Digger Digger is what he was saying.
That's awesome. That's like, have you seen that video? Hey, how you doing? Have you seen that video with the little kid running through the yard, and the mother, it's like by a pool, and the mother goes, what do you have there? And he goes, it's a knife!
Let me see what you have! A knife! No! Oh my God. Let me see what you have! No! Let me see what you have! 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 No! Let me see what you have! 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 No! Let me see what you have! 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 No! Let me see what you have! Let me see what you have! Let me see what you have! Let me see what you
Here's the video you're talking about.
Play ticker.
Bobby, can you tell it to play wheels?
You want to hear a station for porn detected? Porno ringtone, hot chick, amateur girl, calling sexy.
No.
Pussy, anal, dildo, ringtone.
Alexa, stop!
Here's Matt who's taking me on my experience. He has a podcast also called
Manners Optional.
Manners Optional. I'm on a podcast right now.
Right now.
Yes.
Nice.
This is the host of the Manners Optional, another Minneapolis podcast. You guys should cross-promote his podcast. I just did the other day, and it was really fun because they got me shit-faced drunk.
Yeah.
Shit-faced.
I heard that podcast ended up going about 4 hours.
Yeah, it was a 4 hour long. Might have been the second longest podcast I've ever done. Yeah. It was. All you got to do is add alcohol.
Yep. Podcast juice.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
shut the fuck up.
I think I ran into that guy in the bathroom at your show on Thursday night.
Yes, I think he did come with me because we just kept drinking, and then I said, "Hey, I got a show. You guys should come."
Was he on the show?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
That's Sarge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, my dick was in my hand when we spoke on Thursday
Oh,
night.
that's great. You guys
Perfect.
spoke while his dick was in.
Yeah, we were holding our necks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was very intimate.
He's got it must be warming up. He's got short sleeves on.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Minnesotan.
Now it's time to hear a word from our fucking sponsors.
Sarge here.
Frenzy here.
They're here to tell you about our sponsor, Northland Vapor Company. They're serving the global vaping community. What they do is they provide quality and non-costly e-liquid. For all you vape heads out there, this is important. They source top quality raw materials and do not use any artificial coloring, preservatives, or sweeteners in their products.
That's awesome. They also have 13 amazing flavors that come in 2 different sizes. 120 mils, which is priced at $14.99, and the 30 mil bottle option, which is priced at $6.99. That's like half the cost of normal
way cheaper
other
than
places.
most places.
Yep. And they have some awesome flavors. The most popular right now is called Nuts and Cream. You're going to love these nuts. And they also have another flavor that is called Tangerine Dream, and it is oh so dreamy.
Northland Vapor also offers free domestic shipping on orders of $50 or more. And free shipping on international orders of $100 or more. Everybody loves free shipping.
Yeah, that's
Hell
awesome. Yeah. You can check out their website, northlandvapor.com, and use the code SARGE20 for 20% off e-liquid and swag. They have some pretty sweet swag.
They got some badass swag.
Awesome hats, t-shirts, stickers, all
Hell
the
yeah.
things. And while you're there, make sure that you sign up for their Northlander Rewards program. You can earn points towards future orders, get discounts, savings, get promotional stuff, find out when new flavors are coming out. Just do that. And make sure Northland Vapor Company is on your radar. Be the cloud.
Do it.
Do it now.
Later, fuckers.
Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Kevin Goatee from Comics Watching Comics. Guys, make sure you check out Comics Watching Comics on Amazon Video. Season 4 just went up. Season 5 will be up any day now, and Season 6 hopefully will be up by Christmas time. And oh yeah, don't forget to check out the live Comics Watching Comics show that happened a few weeks ago at Gotham Comedy Club. That also should be up by Christmas. Thanks again for watching Comics Watching Comics. Check out our website, comicswatchingcomics.com, and our social media at Comics Watching on Twitter, as well as Comics Watching Comics on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks a lot.
Sarge here.
Frenzy here.
To talk to you about Alpine Hemp and their awesome hemp oil products. Okay, Alpine Hemp makes full spectrum whole plant hemp oil, also known as CBD oil, which is extracted from the hemp plant, and it's not psychoactive. That means it can't get you high, and you're not going to fail a drug test.
Exactly. Hemp oil is made up of cannabinoids, and these are natural compounds that are found in whole plant hemp extract. They can be used to help with pain, inflammation, anxiety, cigarette addiction, acne, mood swings, sleep issues, and so many more things. It's got so many beneficial properties.
Alpine Hemp is committed to creating the highest quality and most effective hemp oil products on the market. They source high-quality, organic ethanol-extracted hemp oil. This allows them to have an all-natural product from start to finish.
Boom. And you're probably wondering, is it legal? Yes, absolutely. It's completely legal because it's extracted from hemp grown organically in the US of A. Alpine Hemp offers their quality products in 3 different forms. They have capsules, tinctures, put a little dip in your coffee, and vape e-liquid.
Yes, and you can do all this research on your own, or you can go to alpinehemp.com and get more info.
Yeah, and while you're there, use the code SARGE20 for 20% off of your order.
Beautiful! Boom!
Bye!
Hey everybody, it's Kevin Goatee from Sportsbook Box Office Podcast. Jeff and I cannot wait to have Irene Bremist on our next show, and a bunch of other comics we even haven't booked yet. But I promise we'll get some great guests for you in the upcoming weeks. I promise you this though, we will be talking a lot about football and how the playoff picture is heating up in the NFL. We're also going to talk about a lot of the holiday films that are coming out. Thank God we're past the doldrums of September and October. That's the Sportsbook Box Office Podcast on iTunes, Google Play, you name it, we're on it. Check us out on Instagram, Sportsbook Box Office, as well as Sportsbook Box Office on Twitter. Now, back to Sergeant Melissa.
Yeah.
You have to confirm with him where you're going. Are you going to Matt's bar?
Are we going to Matt's bar, or are we going
Do you
to...
want to go to Matt's or do you want to go to the Nook?
He said the Nook.
Tell him Matt's.
Matt's.
It's gotta
They're
be
both
Matt's.
saying Matt's.
I'm a St. Paul guy, but we can do Matt's.
How about we do both? Let's
you go.
go have one at each, and then we judge.
Yes.
You can
There you go.
Judge, yes.
That's
Matt.
like Pat's and Gino's in Philly.
Yes.
You know, you got to decide, and then you find out that they're both shit, and then you got to go to South Street and eat Jimmy's or Jim's because Pat's and Gino's both suck. If you ever go to Philly, they suck. They suck so bad. I'm a cheesesteak connoisseur. You want Jim's on South Street, or then you want to go to this thing called Tony Luke's and get the pork roll.
Okay. Why do the other two suck? Bread's too soggy or
because
what?
they're real touristy. The ones where Rocky goes in the movie.
Oh.
I think he goes to Pat's or Gene. I forget which one. And he stands there, and they put Cheese Whiz on it, which is supposedly like the real Philadelphia way. But the really good ones have white American melted on them, and it's a lot better.
Better.
But there's nothing better in this world than a Philly cheesesteak.
Well, if you're having a Juicy Lucy for the very first time, allegedly it was invented in Minnesota, and there's the controversy is that it's Matt's Bar and what's the other one?
There's the 5-8 Club.
5-8 Club. Those are the two
5-8 Club?
that both
5-8's
both
good, too.
claim to have created the Juicy Lucy.
Yeah, but at the 5-8 you can pick what cheese you get stuffed inside. At Matt's it comes two ways, either with onions or without, and that's it.
I'm a Matt's guy.
And how do you?
I'm a Matt's guy.
You're a Matt. See, that's how everybody is. It's so funny. This is how Philly is. People will be like, "I'm a Jim's, I'm a Gino's,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of places that have branched off. But I'm from Pittsburgh, and all we have is the Permane sandwich, which is basically the guy who invented it had to be stoned because it's Italian bread, then meat, then cheese, then French fries, then coleslaw, then a tomato, then Italian bread.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
What's that called?
It's called Permane Brothers. And when I was in college, one of my fraternity brothers' families was the family that owned it. He was part of the family, and he stocked our entire kitchen with all their food. And we used to just come home shit-faced and make them ourselves.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I took a comedian, Joe Matarese, one time to Permane Brothers, and he ate the whole sandwich. It's a big sandwich, and he ate it, and he goes, "That's
All right, cutting out.
and I want another."
Yeah, I'm looking at it online, a picture of it.
Can you hear me
It
now?
looks amazing. Yep.
Yeah.
If you ever go to Pittsburgh, that's every city's got their thing.
Right.
And Rochester has a thing called the plate, the garbage plate. It's the worst fucking thing you'll ever eat.
Garbage plate?
On an actual garbage can lid?
It's Google that.
Okay.
Google garbage plate right now. The Rochester garbage plate, and you might throw up looking at it.
Okay, I'm getting it.
You've had it?
Well, I haven't had I've heard of the garbage plate.
Do you see it?
She's pulling it up.
Pulling it up.
How slow's your internet here in Minneapolis?
It's fast, but
What's that?
their website's like,
That is a dog shit website.
wow, it's terrible. I can't even click on anything. Their website's garbage, too.
That's like...
Here,
What's-
let me just click images. Oh, now it's looking up Kid Alexa porn from before.
You know what? You know what
You do
garbage
not
plate
want to
looks
have
like?
the word kid and porn in
No.
any of your search.
Oh, what is that?
The garbage plate looks like they work at a diner and they just take all of the leftovers and threw it in one of those white styrofoam containers and go, "Here, you hungry?"
Can you pull that up?
It's what homeless people would eat.
Oh,
Is-
yeah, totally. There it is.
That's it?
Yeah.
Nick Tahu Hots? It looks like it's closed now.
So I think here's what's in it. Tell me if I'm right. They have like macaroni and
Mac and
tater
cheese.
tots,
Yep.
2 burger patties, ketchup and mustard. I think there might be hash browns. I don't know. It's just awful.
That actually doesn't sound that bad.
It's bad.
It's like a hot dish.
Yeah, that pretty much is a hot dish.
Usually my mom used to make hot dish and just put whatever leftover shit in it and be like, here's dinner. Enjoy.
That's pretty funny. We used to eat a thing called goulash,
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we have goulash.
which was I think it's Hungarian. And my dad said to me the first time I ever went drinking with my dad, we came home from a bar and I was like in college or something. And he goes, "Now I'm going to teach you how to eat after you drink." And he took 2 pieces of white bread and buttered them
Yes.
and put goulash on the bread
Yes.
and made a sandwich.
Yes.
And I mean, if you ever need to carbo load,
Yup.
I think I ate about 5,000 grams of carbohydrates in one sandwich.
Yep, that was a common food item in my household growing up. That buttered bread, white buttered bread, goulash on it. Just making goulash sandwiches. But
They're fucking amazing.
I know. But you have a metabolism that goes a mile a minute back then, so you could just carbo load all day long.
Oh, yeah.
This is, I gotta say, guys, Sarge approved. This is the first for me. I don't think I've ever done a podcast while moving.
A mobile one.
Yeah.
And I have a mobile podcast bus.
I know.
And that you guys were on one of my episodes.
Yes.
And when I was in Minneapolis this summer and on the Bingle Show, and we don't move when we record.
I suppose. Why not?
And
Why don't you try that?
This is a great concept. I might just do all my podcasts like this. Because I can tell you right now, I'm in St. Paul. We just crossed the river. We're over in St. Paul right now. And I can, tell you what I'm doing.
Yeah. And you can
Kinda cool.
podcast and get shit done, too.
It's kind of interactive in a way.
Mm-hmm. Multitask.
Yeah.
The Efficiency Podcast with Eddie Ifft.
Are you guys Minneapolis or are you St. Paul?
Well, Apple Valley area. Like south of the Twin Cities a little bit.
Yeah, and I grew up in South Minneapolis.
Okay.
So I'm a Minneapolis girl.
Yeah.
For sure.
I grew up in a tiny little town in northern Minnesota.
I'd assume there's some really tiny towns in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Mine had
They're
less
awesome.
than 1,000.
Wow. How many kids in your graduating class?
89.
89. That's not that bad. I went to normal size high school and it was 250.
Okay.
And
yeah.
so you're like 89. There's a girl on a swing set right now. It's like 80 below, and it looks exactly like the school in that Christmas film where the kid puts his tongue on the whole Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
I mean, that looks like they filmed it right there. But 89's not that bad.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest graduating classes we'd had in a while, though. Apparently,
That's so crazy. Mine was like almost 500.
That's huge.
Yeah, too big. They opened another high school after I graduated.
Mine was big enough that one slutty girl got gonorrhea, and only like 10 guys in our class got it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, those
That's
are
a good
bad
ratio.
odds.
Like in your school of 89, everyone would have had it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Within your group of guy friends, you all end up dating the same chick. You know, a few of the chicks in your group, you all end up dating at some point.
You all become Eskimo brothers.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I'm Eskimo brothers with Donald Trump.
Oh, really?
Really?
How cool is that?
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not many people can say that.
We just drove past a synagogue. I've never seen Jews in snow. That was pretty interesting. There were all these Jewish people coming out of the synagogue, and it just was a weird picture. They were like, because they were like Orthodox.
I never see Jewish people around here.
Yeah, they just seem like people that would be smart enough to find the sun. I don't know if I'm putting down Jews or putting down people of Minneapolis right now.
That's fine.
Hopefully both.
Yeah, both.
So I banged a chick. I shouldn't say banged a chick, especially in this day and age. # me too. I had sex with a girl. I dated her for a while, and she was a model from Poland, and she, and I don't usually get models. That wasn't like, I'm not like, yeah, I dated models. She was Polish and she was a model. That's just telling you how dumb she was. So, so she dated me. I also think she was looking for a green card, and easy target.
Right.
But we got in an argument one night recently. Like, I saw something she posted on Facebook, and I wrote back, and she said, "Can I call you?" I said, "Yeah." And she was writing all this ultra conservative stuff, and I said, "Really? I never saw you like this." And she was never like that. Very artsy person, very liberal, hard time getting into the United States. And she just started going off on Hillary Clinton and talking about Trump. And I said to her, "Let me ask you a question," because she was always hanging out with rich dudes. I go, "Do you know Donald Trump personally?" And I go, "You know Donald Trump, don't you?" And she goes, "I know Donald very well." And I said, "How do you know Donald?" And she goes, "Let's just say I've been to Mar-a-Lago many times."
Oh, geez.
And I was like, "Oh my God, Trump got my sloppy seconds."
And he got to her too. He got inside her head apparently too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he did. She's like crazy militantly ultra conservative, which sounds like not only was she around him, because he doesn't, probably run around and talk that shit all the time, but she was probably around the people that had his ear, and the Trump guys that are puppeteers.
Well, she had to work her way up the Republican food chain until she got to Trump.
He probably. It's like the girl I knew that had sex with Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
I said, "How'd you do that?" She goes, "Well, I had to blow the roadie first."
Work her way up.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons' head was slept with so many people. I mean, his numbers have got to be in the hundreds.
No, surprisingly, only about
hundreds. This girl that hired me, she hired me for a gig, and she told me in like the first 10 seconds that I met her about how she had sex with Gene Simmons. I said, "How did it happen?" She goes, "Well, there was a whole bunch of us, and we lined up in the hallway." She blew Gene Simmons. She said they lined up in the hallway, and Gene just walked down the hall, getting blowjob from this girl, and then to the next girl, to the next girl, to the next girl, to the next girl, and it was like a setup ordeal. Like, okay, you stand here, you stand here, you stand here, and she's like, "There was just a whole hallway of girls." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that sounds like the creepiest thing I've ever heard."
the blowjob conveyor belt.
We had a comedian on a while back, a good friend of ours, Frank Roach, and he was telling this story about how he was hanging out with a buddy of his one time. They were out at a college, and Carrot Top was there to do a show, and his buddy he invited his buddy to come with him to see this Carrot Top show, and his buddy did not want to go. he was just really, really adamant about not wanting to go see Carrot Top, and he wouldn't tell him why. And finally, his buddy just kind of snaps, and Frank keeps asking him why he doesn't want to go see him. And he's like, because my wife blew him, okay?
Oh! I thought he liked dudes.
No, he apparently then told Frank this story about how one night him and his wife got in an argument, and one of her ways at throwing a bullet at him to get to kind of, stick a knife in his side there was to mention how she blew Carrot Top one time. Like that was some kind of thing. Like
she was proud of that.
She was proud of it and bragging.
Honestly, if I found that out about my wife right now, I think I would divorce her over, I would realize that she just has made bad decisions her whole life on top of the one with me. And then I do feel like I scam my wife. Like, she's way better than me. I'm like, she shouldn't have married me. I always feel sorry for her. But if I found out she blew Carrot Top, I'd be like, oh, that's why she married me. But I'd be still.
Yeah,
it'd be hard to come back from that, I think.
Yeah, I think that might be a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
We're in some really nice little neighborhood here in Minnesota right now where there's snow still on the road. Have you guys heard about salt?
Yes, it's on our cars everywhere.
Yeah.
like there's snow on the roads.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's worse when it does the kind of freezing rain thing, sleety snow, and then it gets super cold overnight, and then the roads are just like ice rinks.
A lot of time the snow just melts off. It's so damn cold though. Everything is just frozen.
How long does it stay like this?
Usually, this is the coldest it's been in a couple of years, I think.
Yeah, it's not generally this bad.
But
I'm glad that I'm here during the coldest time ever.
Yeah.
So last night, as I've been doing shows at the Mall of America, and my hotel is connected to the mall. Mm-hmm. There's a skyway to get over to the hotel, so I was like, I'm not leaving ever. And I don't take a coat or anything with me, because I walk to go to the show. Last night, as I was leaving, I stayed for a while. They kind of closed down the mall, and they closed the skyway. So I had to go outside without a coat on and go over to my hotel, which is, I'm not that big of a pussy, but I will tell you this, it hit me so fucking hard when I opened the door. I screamed like a girl. I was like, what the fuck? And I ran over to the hotel, which was just 100 feet. But by the time I got there, I was like, oh, it's not that bad. I can handle this.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad. When you breathe and it hurts to breathe because it's so cold, or it freezes your nose.
Yeah.
I grew up. Pittsburgh was cold.
Yeah.
Not like this, but it was cold.
So, break down the Bingle Show for us a little bit. We got a chance to see you near the tail end of the tour when you came through St. Paul at the Turf Club, and got to sit in on your podcast and be a part of that with the infamous Avery.
Oh, that psychopath! I heard you guys talk to him, and he was going to come to the show with you.
Yeah, he asked me for a ride, and I said I just didn't respond. Yeah,
he sent me a message. He's always got a new Twitter handle. Avery, for people that are listening, is a guy that's threatening to murder me. He's supposedly a fan, but I don't know if he is a fan because he told me he knows my wife's name, my daughter's name, my address. Yeah. A little creepy.
Yeah. But
Avery sent me a text or a tweet the other day, and he goes, "If you want to see 2019, don't come to
Oh, that's great.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
The Bingle Show is my wife kicked my podcast out of my house because it was a little out of hand. The police were showing up a lot, and we were having parties, and there were porn stars in my wife's bedroom, and people throwing up. Nick Swartzen, a nice Minnesota boy. I woke up one morning, I hear him upstairs in my house, he'd been there all night. And Andy Dick never left, and it got really out of control. And so my wife said, find a place to do the show. And so I thought, why not make a mobile podcast where I can take it anywhere? Mm-hmm. So I did a Kickstarter, got a lot of money, and bought a school bus, a short school bus, because most of the people I'm involved with were the kind of people that rode the short bus to school, and like Avery. And
yeah.
we put a lot of money into the bus. After it was all said and done, I think I put $90,000 into it. The bus is worth about $500 now, and I could have bought one of those like Mercedes vans, and just recorded on a Zoom recorder. I'm an idiot. I've proven that. If I was my wife, I'd leave me, and I didn't even blow Carrot Top.
That bus though, I gotta admit, it's a pretty badass little bus, despite whatever engine issues and
breakdown
rat
stuff.
issues and shit you've had.
Yeah.
AC. I know you had a list of things that went wrong, but it's a badass bus.
Everything. The bus should just be called Murphy, because everything that can go wrong does go wrong.
But you did deck it out inside there, pretty sweet. It's you've got the flat screen up there, and everything's been redone. You got the like leather bench seating in there. It's really cool in there. It's a slick little bus.
Yeah, a lot of people worked really hard on it. Like a lot of fans helped out and did painted it beautifully. And there's like marble and travertine and hardwood, and it looks gorgeous. But it's a fucking pain in the ass to keep going. So, but I'm gonna keep going. I don't know what the hell. I'm supposed to have an episode up this week. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do it. But it's I just don't know where to go from here. I think I'm just going to drive around LA and go to celebrities' houses and interview them at their houses.
Yeah,
there you go.
I would hate to see the Bingle bus disappear, because it's a pretty it's a pioneer type idea that I don't know of anybody else who's decked out a bus and use it as a mobile podcasting studio.
Yeah.
So it's a really badass idea. And when I heard you were doing that,
nobody's that stupid.
That could be it. That could be part of it.
Do you guys want to go with us into the Nook?
Yeah. Might as well.
That'll be fucking...
Have you been in the Nook? I'm going to be right back. Friends,
I've been to the Nook once.
You hold it down.
Where did you go, Sarge?
He's going to the Banyo.
Oh, that's good. That's what's great about podcasts. The lack of professionalism is unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
and I love it. It just seems real. Like this guy I'm with. How Minnesota is this? He's wearing like hockey outfit.
Yeah, that's what I wear every day.
He's wearing like pants that he would skate in.
Nice.
And a vest, and like everything's Bauer. You guys really are.
Well, there's hockey people, and then there's football people. I feel like.
Yeah, I only knew football. I mean, hockey. Weirdly, Pittsburgh's a big hockey town when it comes to watching the Penguins, but people don't play it.
Right.
You guys, everyone here, like grows up playing it.
Yeah, and we've got like the U.S. Pond, the championship hockey games like on lakes, and then there's tons of just like ice skating rinks like in your neighborhoods too that you would go to. I think it was just more like our parents wanted to get rid of us and wanted us to play outside.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. That's how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see kids anymore. I don't think they exist outside.
No, they're on video games. That's all they do.
Yeah,
video games and Alexa.
Yeah, I don't think I should have gotten Alexa. I think that was a really bad idea.
Well, Google. I think Apple's coming out with their own version of an Alexa soon.
Oh, great! I always buy things. I'm like the guy that's got the shit when everybody else gets the better shit.
Yeah, you always.
Although I did have an iPhone. I got the very first iPhone when it came out. I'm going into the Nook right now.
All right.
There it is.
The Nook got Juicy Lucy's too?
Oh, wait, they're packed. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue the podcast. Oh my God, it's packed.
So, Plan B.
Plan B.
We have a second location just down the hill.
They have a second location
Called
just
Shamrock.
down the hill called Shamrocks.
We'll do that one, then we'll go to Matt's.
We're going to go to Shamrocks.
All right.
Have you been there?
I've never been there.
Got to have a backup plan.
It's just Nook number 2.
It's Nook number 2.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Same owners.
Same owners.
3 times the size.
3 times the size. I got it. So I'm not going to the original Nook. I'm going to Nook number 2. It's like the annex.
Yeah, all those Juicy Lucy places are busy all the time, especially on the weekends.
I wore a T-shirt today. I had a T-shirt on that was smart. I'm fucking freezing. It's starting to hit me. The wind chill factor.
Yeah, you should see the
It's the
video right
windshield
now.
wiper.
He looks cold as shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, it's starting to fucking take. It's kicking in. Holy fuck, is it cold? Oh my god. Oh my god. Because my hand is out holding the phone.
Oh yeah, you've got exposed skin.
This is one of the coolest podcasts I've ever done because it's like, it's like my life is a podcast right now.
It's his own little reality show.
Yeah, there you
It
go.
is. It is. I feel like the Truman Show right now. You guys are just coming with me. We're driving around.
Yep.
Matt, my new lover. Mark. Mark.
That's the guy who calls into the podcast.
Mark. Oh yeah, Matt, and he told me the name of his podcast 7,000 times,
He would love.
and I can't remember it.
People have been loving that, by the way, when they've been listening to that.
Whoa!
What-
We almost crashed.
Manners
Times two.
optional? Was that what it was?
Yeah, manners optional.
Manners option.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I got it.
That's what you should do when you're going on when you're going out on the road, things like that. Make an episode of just the few days that you spend in a spot and all the shit that you do and go through. You could make an episode of these 3-4 days you had here in Minneapolis.
But this is working because I have you to talk to.
That's
I can't
true.
do that Bill Burr shit where I just talk to
to
myself. I
yourself.
lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, he's got a one of a kind ability to have a show like that where it's just him ranting about shit. That's kind of his thing, his ranting.
It's awkward to me. I'm like, I don't know how you do that. How you talk to yourself, basically, or like an I need an audience. I need feedback. He obviously doesn't, and he's able to do that.
He probably just talks to himself all day long, even when he's not doing a podcast.
He's just yelling at the wall.
Yeah, that's not a joke. But maybe I should do this. I should get a partner. I go on the road and I do this, and then he records it all, and that's how I do it. I wonder how the sound's going to come out on this.
It's really coming in a lot better than I thought it was gonna, especially since you're on your phone, riding in a car right now.
Yeah, we're in a car.
I can't really tell.
And I can see you guys, which is weird. You know, like if I was just doing it like calling. But you need to see each other too, because when I do like radio interviews and I'm talking, they don't know when you're doing jokes, and they don't know when you're trying to interrupt. And this works so much better with Skype.
Yeah, lovely fucking Skype.
What's the N on the hat for?
Northland Vapor Company. It's one of our
Are they a
sponsors.
sponsor of the show?
Yeah.
And when you talk about vaping, is that with tobacco or like nicotine, or is that
It's that
is that
e-liquid.
marijuana?
Like that e-liquid for vapors trying to quit smoking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
flavors.
It's become like a whole like subculture.
Yeah.
Those vapors, the vape heads.
Murray from the comedy club drove me around yesterday. He's the assistant manager at the comedy club, and he drove me around to do radio, and he was vaping the entire time. And I was like, "How bad is your nicotine addiction?" He's like, "Oh no, this is weed." And then I found roller skates in the back of his truck, back of the
Roller skates?
Roller skates. And I go, "Who has roller skates?" And he's like, "I do, dude. It's my thing." And I was like, "What do you mean it's your thing? You're that guy?" He's like, "I'm that guy." And I go, "We're going to a skate rink." So we went to I forget the name of the place now.
Skateville
in Burnsville.
Yep.
And I made him skate for me, and then I skated with him, and I made a beautiful video of it.
We saw
we
it
saw
on
the video.
on your Instagram.
Yeah.
I like what you did with your pants.
That's the dude with the like the Kevin Federline.
The suspenders,
Fucking
because fat
beard.
dudes wear belts or whatever. It's easier to see if you're fat if you're wearing a belt.
No, that means he's got class and style.
Yeah, and also
He's got one of those chin strap beards that looks like you use a stencil. Holy shit! Is that what brewery is that?
That's the old Schmidt Brewery.
Schmidt, does that not exist anymore?
No, in fact, that's like been built into like artist lofts, and there's another brewery in there now. There's a whole bunch. They make it all artsy and stuff.
Schmidt is not Schlitz.
No.
No.
I don't think I ever drank Schmidt.
Flitz is that malt liquor.
Yeah. My daughter goes to school with a kid who his dad is the CEO of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh.
And I have to go to parties with this guy all the time. He's a really cool dude. We hang out.
It's kind of like I have to drink for my job.
Exactly. And he told me, he goes, I go, what? That's got to be a great job. And he goes, you wouldn't believe how many people come up to me and show me their Pabst Blue Ribbon tattoo.
Oh my goodness. That's dedication.
Oh man, I can't believe PBR is still around. That's an old one.
Still
rocking the Blue Ribbon,
and it's
too.
not a good one.
No.
I take that back. I don't want Simon to hear me say that.
That's what the old timers that are in at the same time every day and sitting at the same stool order is a can of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
It's become a super hipster beer.
Oh, has it? That makes sense.
Oh God, it's a total like Brooklyn, like I'm so cool. I drink, this is ironic that I'm drinking this beer that used to be like a redneck beer.
It still is.
Hipsters.
Oh, the hipsters are the worst.
It's still
It is
strong
the
among
hipster
rednecks.
beer.
It does not surprise me at all.
We're at Nook Location 2, which
Okay.
I just watched a little troll go into like a small door. Good. They have an accessible ramp entrance. I don't know how these people are getting through the snow on their wheelchairs. I'm in Nook/2.
Oh, you should see the kind of wheelchairs that we have here in Minnesota.
One second. I'm going to put the headphones back on. I'm going to put the headphones on so that I can keep doing this. This is the best podcast I've ever done. This is I'm going to tell.
Is the bar okay for you?
Yeah, it's fucking great. He just asked me if I want to sit at the bar. I'm like, oh my God. I think I was born.
Eddie's our
Sorry, Mom.
Eddie's our field reporter right now. In the field, taste testing
Juicy Lucy's.
the culinary delight that is the Nook.
I'm going to try 2 cheeseburgers today. I'm going to do the Nooks, and I'm going to do, what's the other one?
Matt's,
yes.
Matt's.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. So I don't know how long I'm going to last
All that
with this podcast because here's why. There's a lot of manly people in here. And I think they're looking at me like, get off your phone, faggot.
Probably.
You ain't from around here, boy.
So I think we better can we pick this back up somewhere or can we close it? I'll see how long I can last.
Yeah,
but,
we can pick it up later
honestly,
too.
Look,
I can see he's eyeballing you. He's looking at you right now.
I want to see.
Doesn't that look familiar? That ceiling?
Posh overalls.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been there? It looks familiar.
It looks familiar. I don't know.
You want a beer?
Yeah.
He wants a PBR.
All right. I better wait. I'm going to go out by the door.
You sure you get a PBR?
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad connection. So this is the problem with this podcast.
I know.
No, it's not the best ever anymore.
Well, you go in there, grab a beer, grab a burger, and we can pick it up later.
All right. Well, it's awesome. I'm telling you, this has been probably one of my best podcasting experiences ever.
Yay!
That's fun, dude. We'll make it. We'll make it a 2-parter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All
Enjoy.
right. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was comedian Eddie Ifft. We're just gonna keep this thing going. How's that sound?
Yeah, the road trip podcast.
Yeah. We're just gonna keep this thing going. We didn't get a chance to go quite as long as we like to go. Because this was a a new type of episode.
It was an anomaly. It was good though.
Yeah, that was fun. Eddie was bouncing around St. Paul and Minneapolis,
freezing his balls off.
Oh my God, so fucking cold.
Should have wear a coat.
Eddie Ifft, the host of the Bingle Show.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I got his theme song right here. With some porn music there.
Exactly.
So yeah, he was braving the freezing cold to go team up with I can't remember his name, but the host of the what's it called? Manners Optional.
Yeah, Manners
podcast.
Optional.
It's like a beer podcast here in Minnesota.
I think it's Mark.
Mark, yes, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yep.
And yeah, went and did the Juicy Lucy. They did their own little Juicy Lucy challenge.
Yes.
Went and hit up 2 spots. They went to Matt's, which in my opinion is the best one.
Agreed.
It's one of the 2 that claim to be the originators of the Juicy Lucy.
Yeah, they went to Matt's second.
Yes.
And it's kind of like a Minneapolis St. Paul thing. So, and Eddie was visiting Minnesota back in July with the Bingle Bus. Played at the Turf Club
on the tour, the Bingle Bus tour.
Yeah, and that was St. Paul, so he got to see St. Paul and Minneapolis back then too. But
yeah,
5-8 and Juicy Lucy and Matt's Juicy Lucy's have been in competition since like the 50s.
Yeah, and we've gone to both of them before. Mm-hmm. And my opinion, it's Matt's.
Yeah.
What about you?
Totally Matt's.
Same.
Yeah.
And the difference with Matt's is like really, it's this tiny dive looking place. I bet you it seats maybe 30 to 50 people.
I was going to say 50 max, yeah.
At the most. Mm-hmm. And the place is constantly busy. There's always a line because it's that fucking popular. And you were telling me something about one of the cooks or whatever earlier. We were talking about this.
The owner's been there for 10 years. He's got a tattoo of a Juicy Lucy on his body. So there's that. And then there was an article and he was saying that he makes about 400 Juicy Lucy's a day, or cooks 400 Juicy Lucy's a day.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And it's this tiny ass place. And you only get...
They have no plates.
Basically, oh, really?
Yeah, no plates. All it is napkins, baskets of fries, and then the burgers wrapped up in like parchment paper.
Yeah.
And the only option you get is with onions or without, and that's it.
Yeah, they're not fucking around. They keep it simple. They're like, this is our shit. This is how we've done it since day one, and this is how it's going to always be.
No computer system, handwritten tickets. They only take cash. No cards.
There's something romantic about that. Mm-hmm. They're keeping it real. They're keeping it old school.
Yeah.
And then there's the 5-8, which it's bigger.
It's bigger. It used to be. It was considered like a speakeasy back in Prohibition days. They had like underground thing where they could smuggle in booze. Before they did the Juicy Lucy thing, but there it's a little bit different because you get to pick the cheese that you want. So you can pick blue cheese, cheddar, Colby Jack, whatever you want. And the burger itself is more, I don't know, I guess like more homemade, like taller and fatter.
Yeah, those are a pain in the ass to eat.
The Matt's one is like flat and
you can actually eat it.
Right.
Those gigantic fucking super tall ones where the patty's like basically a baseball. Those are a pain in the ass to try to get a bite out of. Yeah, you got to cut it up, and then you feel like a bitch because you cut up your burger, which I've been doing more and more lately, and I feel like a bitch every time I do it. But it's just easier to eat.
Yeah, you kind of are, but yeah.
Well, because the burgers are so fucking huge these days. They stack them up so damn high.
I know.
So you have to cut them in half at least to be able to, like, maneuver the damn thing.
Yeah, especially if you get, like, bacon and a fried egg.
Yes.
A couple kinds of cheese.
Fried egg on a burger is the fucking bomb.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and for all of you who are listening who have never had a Juicy Lucy, you'll hear about it. It's basically like a burger with molten cheese melted in the middle. You bite into it. But if you're a Juicy Lucy virgin, you have to take the French fry and, like, scoop up the cheese as it comes out so you don't lose that cheese. Yeah. Otherwise, it's gone. Like, it's done. And the worst is biting into it too fast and getting it all over your face, and then you lose the cheese.
Is literally fucking lava.
3rd-degree burns.
It's too
for
damn
sure.
hot. But we had we got to go see Eddie back in July when he was on that Bingle Bus tour, which by all indications was a complete nightmare. Logistically for Eddie, by just talking to him and seeing the things he posted and whatnot, he bought this Bingle Bus, which is a short bus. It's basically what it is. It's a school bus, the short version. And what did he spend? I think he said like $5,000, something like that, on the bus.
No, like way more than that after all the repairs. But we talked about that
to buy the bus.
Oh, to buy the bus, I think it was like $500 or something.
No, it was like $3,000 or $5,000, and then they decked it out, and it looks great inside of it. And he came, they had issues with it breaking down, like rats eating the wiring, no air conditioning. There was some video where they were going down the road, and they had to have all the windows open because there was, like, exhaust coming into the fucking bus.
Yeah, they were going to get poisoned.
But they came to the surf club here in St. Paul. Me and you went and saw them. And there was the whole Avery.
Yes. Oh, God.
Incident.
Train wreck.
Avery is this guy who is from Minnesota here. He's just a fan of Eddie, like a psychotic fan. Very entertaining dude. But I'm pretty sure he's done way too many drugs because...
or he's just on them all the time. But he's honestly nice, and I actually friended him after we became friends on Facebook after the show, and he's messaged me a couple times.
Well, during the show, while Eddie was up there, Avery's sitting like basically front row, and he's talking the whole time, like he's talking to Eddie while Eddie's trying to do his set.
Yeah.
And the whole time he's making comments and shit, and Eddie started engaging with him. Just ridiculous shit. I can't remember what he was saying, but at one point, there's a phone booth on the stage.
Like old school wooden.
Yeah. And Eddie called Avery up onto the stage, and I don't remember what. I think we have some video of it. We should post that. But Avery ended up going inside this phone booth, like Eddie locked him in the phone booth. And while he's in there and Eddie's trying to continue doing his set, Avery sparks up a bowl in the fucking phone booth. He just starts smoking a bowl of weed. And
smoking weed inside a bar.
Yeah.
In a phone booth.
In a phone booth.
On stage.
So it was pretty fucking entertaining. And then afterwards, Eddie did a podcast on the bus, and me and you joined in on that.
Mm-hmm.
Avery joined too, and he fucking stole the show. The whole time he talked about how much he hates Joe Prano and how he's going to murder Eddie Ifft.
And how he's a drug dealer that works at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yep.
And then later we found out he doesn't even work there. And at one point, Eddie wanted him to join the rest of the tour.
I think he was just playing. Avery, he would never trust Avery on the bus or to ever be alone with him anywhere. Because I'm not totally convinced Avery wouldn't murder him.
Well, I think when it turned south is when he brought up that he knew his wife's name and daughter's name and their birthdays and social security numbers, and then brought up the murdering thing. Then things went south after that.
Avery is crazy as fuck. He's really entertaining though, but you can listen to his craziness. And if you go back and you listen to the episode of the Bingle Show, and I think it's the one. What's it called? It's called Help. Episode 11, Help.
Yeah.
Is what it's called.
Well, and then most recently, Mr. Eddie Ifft did a series of evenings a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I did a weekend at House of Comedy.
Yeah.
And we got to go see him again.
We did.
It was awesome. And this was... Eddie got a chance to actually do his set, and this was a much better show overall because Avery wasn't there just fucking shit up.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Avery messaged me about going.
Oh, that's right.
And then he asked me if we were going to go, and I told him. I said, "Yep, we're going to go Thursday night." And he was like, "Oh, I want to go, but I need a ride," and I just didn't respond, like I didn't see it. And then we went, and then Saturday night he messaged me, "Are you going to the show? I need a ride." And I was like, "No, already went on Thursday."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, it was that bad? You don't want to go again?"
Yeah,
I was like, "No, it was great. I just don't want to go with you. Like, I'm not going again."
Well, we're not going to go to the same show back-to-back nights.
Right. Plus, I'm not giving you a ride. Like, no.
Yeah, didn't he offer you money?
$500.
See, that's
to go
ridiculous.
With him.
If he has $500 to blow on a ride, it's obvious, and he doesn't use it to just get a fucking Uber. Obviously, it's because he wants to ride with the one and only Frenzy to the show. That's what it's about.
Just spend the $500 on a short bus and get yourself there. It's fine.
The $500, I guarantee he's not expecting that to only cover the ride to the show. He's hoping there's a few bonus features in that deal.
No.
I mean, right?
No.
Okay. So yeah, we got to go see the show. It was great. Eddie had a great set. The host of the show, the MC, he was funny as hell. I can't remember his name, but very funny guy. And then the feature was what was her name?
Kathleen.
What's her last name? Do you
I don't
remember?
remember.
Kathleen, redhead.
Yeah.
She was funny. It was a solid set for her. I think she's pretty new.
Yeah,
yet.
I talked to her after, and she actually messaged me about doing the show, so maybe we'll have her on.
That would be fun. She
Yeah.
seemed like
She's super sweet.
she seemed like she was a sweetheart. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little shy and whatnot, but
And our server was totally wasted.
oh yeah.
Like, I called it in the beginning, 'cause she was kind of just like, meh.
Yeah, I was like, no, she's not wasted right now. It was 7:30 on a Thursday night
Yeah.
at the Mall of America, Rick Bronson's, and I figured she was just frazzled or something, which it wasn't that crazy. But
Yeah, and then I gave her so maybe an hour after we'd been there, we ordered a round, and I gave her my card to like put it on or whatever, start a tab, and she was gone forever, and our drinks took forever. But then I remember her being behind me at the table while Eddie was talking, and she whipped out her book to write down an order, and my credit card came flying out like towards me, and I was like, oh. Okay.
It just flew out. Like, she could have like lost it right
Yeah.
there if you hadn't noticed.
Right, and I made a comment about like, well, don't lose my card or something, and then she came up to me after. She's like, I didn't lose your card. Like, okay, have another.
Yeah, at one point I realized that she was pretty obviously drunk.
Yeah.
She was nice. She's a sweetheart,
Right.
but she
Like,
was
fine,
fucking
like,
wasted.
have a cocktail on the job, especially when you're serving people. Like, that job fucking sucks. I've done it, but
Yes,
also
it
like
does.
make sure that you can still do your job.
Yeah. She wasn't the greatest waitress, but she was nice. And
She was super nice. She petted my face.
did she?
Yeah, she like did a whole like, oh.
But it was a fun show overall. Eddie bought the whole crowd shots.
Yes, which is
And,
amazing.
Yes, so we all did a shot with Eddie, and then the motherfucker got a standing ovation.
Yes, he
At
did.
the end of the show, and
was
hung out
fun.
with him for a while after the show, talk shit, and then I got to do this episode the next day. Was it the
Well,
next day? No, a few days later.
I do have to say I'm proud because when him and I chatted before we went and saw him on Thursday, he was like, I'm not leaving the building. This is before he got to Minnesota. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not leaving the hotel, so here's what I got kind of thing going on. And then I was pleased to find out that he actually did leave the
He
hotel
was-
a couple times. He went outside for
Yeah. Well, the
probably
first
maybe 2 minutes.
the first time was not intentional.
Right.
He ended up staying. I think he ended up hanging out too late after a show, like Friday or Saturday night, something like that.
Oh, that was
He was
after
talking.
the Skateville expedition.
Oh, was it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did go out to Skateville. He went out to do the Juicy Lucy's.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
you know what?
it's good.
For a California fucking surfer
Australia, yeah.
dude. Well, he's not from Australia.
Well, but he goes there a lot.
He does go there. He's got some fans in Australia. Apparently, he's pretty damn popular over there. Mm-hmm. But for a California fucking surfer dude, I think he braved the Minnesota fucking bitter cold pretty well. I think he handled himself pretty damn well.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
even for us, seasoned Minnesotans, this has been a cold ass winter and it's not been fun.
It has,
I'm
but
sick of this shit.
and
I
cabin
want it to
fever
end.
like gets to you. Where you're just like you honestly want to go if you need to go get stuff to survive inside. You want to get all that done like in an afternoon, and then you're like, I'm not leaving the house again for 3 days, especially on the weekends. Like, if I don't have to leave.
Yeah, I prefer to not leave during this shit. Sometimes I feel like I should go outside for even like a minute, just so I feel like I've
Get
I don't
fresh
know
air.
been productive in some way. Yeah, I got a little bit of vitamin D.
Ugh, but even just walking from your car inside to places, going to work and stuff, it's like miserable.
It's bad.
It's not
good.
normal.
It really makes me wonder if I would rather be stuck in a survival situation in the bitter cold like this, like say 10 below,
Yeah.
or in the desert.
Oof.
What do you think would be worse?
I don't know.
With no supplies.
Nothing. Okay, then the desert would be worse because you'd be so thirsty.
That's true.
And you'd be producing more sweat and losing water.
Eventually you just stop sweating.
Hopefully you're smart enough if it's a winter situation to dress properly. like Scott Wolf taught us.
Yeah, that's the thing. You think about us Minnesotans and how often we're just out driving around, running errands, or we're on some trip, and, you know, even just if it's just like a 30-minute drive somewhere in this fucking cold, a lot of the times you don't dress up warm. You're not wearing like, you know, like warm gear where if you had to spend an extended amount of time outside of your vehicle,
right? Yeah,
that you would be able to handle the cold. Because you're just like, oh, I'm just going to run to the store quick. And, you know, you're wearing fucking basketball shorts, you know, and a hoodie, like I've done many times. Mm-hmm. But, you know, what if you break down? And granted, if you live in the city, it's not as crazy. But what if you live out in the country a little bit?
Yeah, but even if you're still like in the suburbs and you break down in a hoodie and shorts, and it's like it was a couple days ago, like -20 with the wind chill, and you have to walk 5 blocks, like you'd be hurting.
That would suck. You're not going to die.
No.
You have to walk 5 blocks, but why not just dress warm and avoid that bullshit?
I know, it's crazy. Well, and it sucks too, being, I'm sure other people that live in cold weather states, the one thing that drives me the craziest about it is having kids and having to supply and make sure they have their snow pants and their boots and their coats and their hats and their gloves, and you literally buy them multiple times throughout the year. Like, how do you not?
They keep growing, and we can't let them die.
No, it's not because they keep growing. It's because they don't remember. Like, they just leave them everywhere.
Yeah, well, kids are dumb.
Well, yeah, I know.
They're
That's
idiots.
what I'm saying. Like, so when winter is over and you get to put all that crap away, I'm like, yes.
Most people are idiots until they hit about, 25, 30. Most people are basically idiots.
Yeah.
I know I was. I still am an idiot, but I'm getting better in my 30s. Okay, so let's see here. Looking at Eddie F's website, we'll give him a little promo here for his upcoming shows.
He doesn't
You have to
deserve
look forward
it.
to it. You hear that, Eddie? You don't deserve this shit.
Just kidding.
All right. So it looks like January 25th, he's going to be at Harvey's Comedy Club in Portland. And that's the 25th through the 28th. So that's what you have to look for. Holy shit. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 nights at Harvey's Comedy Club in Portland. And so a bunch of different shows. If you are in the Portland area, Alex Avery, Angelique Harrington, go check out Eddie Ifft at Harvey's Comedy Club. Fucking do it. The guy is hilarious.
He is hilarious.
Funny as hell.
And a good dude.
We love that motherfucker. All right. It's about time to wrap this shit up.
Yep.
I'm gonna pull it into the garage here.
To the garage.
And we got to thank our sponsors for this episode.
Yes, we do.
Northland Vapor Company.
You can find them at northlandvapor.com.
And use the promo code
SARGE20 for 20% off your whole order.
Also sponsoring this episode is the TV show Comics Watching Comics on Amazon Prime.
Yes. Seasons 1 through 4 are now available. Season 5 and 6 coming soon. They're also taking auditions for seasons 7 through 8.
Ooh.
You can check out their Facebook page to get all the details from that, but don't even try it if you have less than 3 years of comedy under your belt.
Yeah, don't try to sneak in there.
Don't
Just be honest. You do not want to get on that stage with little to no experience and think you're just going to kill it and not get your balls busted to dust by Kevin Goatee and his panelists.
Right. It's like the saying goes, it's worth the wait.
Yeah, earn that shit. I think Angelo Vescio might be trying out for that show.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Minnesota native, now living in Texas.
Fucker.
I know we were liking and commenting on the same stuff.
Oh, yeah. Ecstatic. So, also, our sponsor for this episode is
Alpine
Hemp.
You can find them. Yeah, you can find them at alpinehemp.com. You can also use the same code SARGE20 to get 20% off.
Yes, and our final sponsor. We're at the end. Final sponsor.
Yes.
Sportsbook Box Office Podcast.
Yes, hosted by Kevin Goatee and Jeffrey Paul.
2 New York comedians
who discuss sports
And movies.
And movies. And some other shit that they don't agree on.
Yeah, whatever. They just argue, bicker.
You can find them on all the podcast platforms.
Check it out. All right.
All right.
Here's what you got to look forward to on the Sarge Approved podcast when it comes to the badass guests. Look forward to, this is episode 99, all right?
Correct.
So that means our next episode, 100, triple digits, Frenzy.
Wowzers. Yeah,
We
100.
made it. We're almost there. And we're going to have on Larry Roberts, affectionately known as Lair Bear.
Yes.
From me and Frenzy.
Host and creator of the podcast, Readily Random.
Yes, he has been a guest host on the show like 5 or 6 times, something like that. He's been a guest. We haven't had him on it for a while. And we love that dude, but we couldn't think of anybody better. I mean, there are some people that might be better. No shit. But we thought absolutely perfect person to have on for our 100th episode. He's been the biggest part of this show when it comes to guests and co-hosts than anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you think about it, he's the first one that comes to mind. So,
yeah, love that
and like
dude.
you said, we haven't chatted in a while, so we're looking forward to catching up with him.
Yes. So look forward to that. And then, I'm very excited, we have comedian Tony Woods coming up for the month of January.
On Monday the 22nd.
Yes. Tony Woods is, by all accounts, a hilarious motherfucker. A lot of comedians will say he's the funniest dude in the world. Very excited about that. He's a East Coast comedian, I believe. I think he came out of the D.C. area originally. He came up with Dave Chappelle. Those two dudes came up together and, kind of had a little mentorship between those two. So here he's hilarious. He's going to have some awesome stories. So looking forward to that. Also, coming up in February, returning to the show, Dwayne Parrow.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is a veteran. He was Navy, I believe, right?
Navy, correct.
Navy, Air Force,
Yep.
Navy. And he's an author. His book just came out, The Empowered Veteran.
Mm-hmm.
He sent us a couple copies. Autograph that shit.
Yes.
So he's going to come on, tell us about his book. The dude's also like smart as shit.
Super smart and super passionate about veterans and helping them transition
Yes.
back after they've served and getting them to be passionate about what they're passionate about, kind of like the guests that we have on, and then helping them make that dream happen.
Yeah, he works a lot with like veteraneurs, they call them, veterans that are trying to become entrepreneurs and get a foothold in civilian life, which can be pretty damn difficult.
Yeah,
Trust
can
me,
imagine.
I know.
I know you know. Yeah.
And who else we got, Frenzy? Alfred Felker.
Yeah, he's friends with Larry Roberts. He's a survivalist.
Oh, beautiful.
And does a bunch of other stuff.
I love talking to the survival guys and girls.
And girls.
Some
yes.
awesome survival girls we've had on. Tracy
course.
Wilson, Nicole Pellian.
Yep.
Some smart-ass chicks know how to survive way better than I do.
Yeah, chicks rock. And then lastly, we've got Jim Florentine.
Comedian Jim Florentine. Oh, my God. Another hilarious motherfucker. In the month of February, he'll be on the show.
Not lastly. We're getting one more spot filled for February.
One more spot. You've got another awesome comedian, hopefully, coming up with that spot. But Jim Florentine, you know him from Crank Yankers. For all of you who used to watch that show, Crank Yankers, on Comedy Central, he did the voice of, what was his name? He was the
I never watched it.
Oh, my God, you're missing out.
I know.
He did the voice of the character that did the prank phone calls where he was like, yay! Yay!
Oh, yeah.
I peed in your pool. Yay!
Like a slow person.
Yeah, he was a slow person. So that's one thing he's definitely famous for. So looking forward to that. That's going to be badass. Funny dude. All right. That's it. Right?
Yeah, we're
Anything
done.
else? Anything else you want to add, Frenzy?
I just want to add Skull Vikes.
Skull Vikes. All right. We are done. We're going to play this episode out with a song by...
You know what? I think we're going to play an old song in honor of Eddie's old Talking Shit podcast with a song by Jason Hour called Eddie Ifft Has AIDS.
All right.
Your mom.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Later, fuckers.
Boo. I read a tweet today. I'm pretty sure he's straight, but the web doesn't lie. I a Google search. I went to ask.com. Even Jeeves agreed. Eddie Ifft has AIDS. Oh, Eddie Ifft has AIDS. He's got AIDS. Drunkenness, debauchery, dropping off a human seed. That's right. Somehow he is clean.
Love it.
Making nuts on every shore.
Very good.
Health, DEFCON 4. Jim does not have AIDS. Oh, Wiki did leak. Jim would say yes. I'm not active enough. Eddie Ifft has AIDS.
I like